ACCUSTATS Video Productions presents from Louisville, Kentucky, the first annual Derby City Classic. Along with Danny Diliberto, I'm Bill Incardona at the Executive West Hotel and Convention Center in Louisville, Kentucky, where this is a semifinal match in the bank pool edition of this multifaceted tournament here at the Executive West. EFREN Reyes against Nick Varner. Danny, the tournament began with over 140 bank pool players that came from all over the country to compete against one another. There are only 3 players remaining in the tournament: EFREN Reyes, Tony Coleman, and Nick Varner. This was much unlike all other tournaments where there was single elimination, but you had the option to buy back in only one time, though, in the event. Every player in this event had already bought back in, with the exception of Nick Varner. He's the only player left in the tournament with the option to buy back in. Tony Coleman is waiting in the rear to play either Reyes or Varner. But if Varner loses this match, then they draw again to see who gets the bye. Coleman could possibly get another bye and buy his way into the finals.
Right, it's also a race to 3. You forgot to mention that. Race to 3 really is a shoot-'em-up affair, except the good players are in the finals, you know. So it isn't like you got some big upset here. You know, whoever wins this, one of the top 3 or 4 anyway.
Okay, who would have known that the 2 finalists would have been, or the 2 semifinalists would have been pure, or regarded as pure 9-ball players? Not that EFREN Reyes is just regarded as a 9-ball player. We all know a lot different than that. Reyes is recognized as an all-around player, so is Varner, but bank pool certainly isn't their strength.
No, that's the weakest of their games. There's no doubt about it. But even throwing that in, I'd have to say that these are the 2 best all-around players in the world.
Quite possibly.
All games, 8-ball, 9-ball, 1-packet, straight pool. I have to say they rank at least in the top 5 all-around players. So, you know, they're not going to be helpless at bank pool. That's why they're here. And the reason they're not, that's not their best game is that's the game they play least.
Exactly. Now, Varner played Gary Spaeth 2 rounds ago in the tournament. Gary Spaeth is regarded as one of the best bank pool players in the world. One of the best offensive bank pool players in the world for sure. But Varner employed a defensive strategy against Spaeth that worked out well for him. He can't do that against Reyes because Reyes more or less neutralizes Varner's defensive edge with his ability to play safeties.
Right. You're right about that. You know, the little thinking edge he may have had on Gary, he does not have here. So he's going to have a mixture of thinking and shooting.
So we're less likely to see that safety break that Varner exhibited in his matches.
Well, we can't call it a safety break because a safety break is illegal. If he's truly playing safe and not trying to make a ball, it's illegal.
Well, for lack of a better term, we'll refer to it as a safety break.
It did, in one of the matches, I mentioned it immediately, that he didn't want to make a ball there, or he didn't even try. He just tried to duck.
Yeah, and the reason why he opted to break the balls, not trying to pocket a ball, if you will, on the break, is because he would prefer to play a safety game, lengthening the game out and actually feeling that he has a better chance of winning in a game where there's a lot of decision making.
Well, that changes here.
Yeah, it changes here. He's going to have to go for the big break. When it's his turn to break the balls, I look for him to try to open up the balls, pocket a ball on the break, and look to see what he can do from there.
Well, EFREN drew first blood. He made a pretty nice long bank, and here comes another one. Only this he might, as you say, get punished for if he misses, because it looks like he's going to be close to something. Well, he's not going to miss anyway, so what's the difference?
Yeah, there's not much of a difference that time.
That time. Now, what do? You go ahead and bank the 7 and spin to the middle of the table. You know that if you stay downstream, you're going to leave the 8-ball.
And
what do you do?
If you bank this ball, the cue ball is not going to get much movement unless you cut the 7-ball a little more than you would like. So therefore, if he misses this 7-ball, he figures to miss it long. He figures to overcut it like this. You see, overcutting it, assuring himself that the cue ball leaves that end of the table.
We used to have some dumb sayings when we were younger. The only way you could get position is miss the ball. in this spot, the only way he can play safe is to miss the ball.
Not totally.
Not totally,
Because he
but
could
he
have played
missed it
safe
by
by
a
hitting
yard.
that shot accurately.
But
if he mishit it on the fat side of it, then it's no good.
Cue ball would not go anywhere, and he'd sell out.
So he took a little.
He's going to try to cross the 7. These are so close, and he hits them good. He shoots many of these that I don't think are on. I think there's a kiss or something. Very close, right? You got to admit it. He's got to hit it. To hit it perfect, got to come awful close to getting hit by that 7 again.
And the reason he likes this shot, Danny, the angle that's offered to him suggests that if he's able to pocket the 7 ball or come close to pocketing the 7 ball, the cue ball then crosses table somewhere around the area where the 8 and the 1 are. And if he doesn't pocket the ball, he's not going to leave a return shot.
Well, anyway, he didn't like the 7 in the end. He's going to try to 2-rail the 5 to that pocket where the 8 ball's sitting. The 8's right in the way.
He liked that shot because it was definitely had a built-in safety to it. Now, the only shot that he does have is banking the 4 to his left, underneath him to his left. He's going to have to elevate slightly, the 6 ball hampering his bridge somewhat, but it shouldn't be enough to diminish the shot too much if he opts to shoot the 4.
He's looking at a 2-railer on the 9, I believe. But that's a little dangerous. You can leave the 6.
Yeah,
you
and
can leave the 4.
He's banking the 9 cross corner.
He's cutting it. And this is that case of when you cut the ball, it gets left-hand English on it when it hits that rail. That's it. Perfect hit.
And the reason that ball went in as nicely as it did was exactly what Danny described. The friction that the cue ball creates hitting the object ball turns the object ball slightly to the left, aiding Reyes in pocketing the bank.
Well, it's 3-0 Reyes. Nick seems to get behind the game every match.
Well, if I wanted to pick a player that had to come from behind and bet my cheese money, on it, it would be Varner, because he has come from behind in so many matches.
Yeah, he's done it against me. I'm a personal witness to that. I played him a straight pool match once in a big tournament, and he broke. I ran 96, and he beat me to match, 150 points.
Reyes does have a shot on the 7 straight back. He's going to have to choke it, stiffen it, and in doing that, he's going to drag the cue ball to the left slightly. It's going to leave a nice shot on the 1 cross side if he either makes it or misses it. So therefore, he figures to leave a shot on the 1 cross side after he leaves the table or stays at the table after he strikes the ball.
Very difficult.
Well, you got a kiss.
He got the kiss.
Taking away the shot on the 1 cross side.
Yeah, it didn't hurt him none.
Varner trailing 3-0 in game number 1. His main function right now is to position the balls on the table where they're bankable. Any balls on the table that are not bankable, like the 8, he wants to move from that position. So I wouldn't be surprised. He tried to pocket the 8 on a billiard there, so they would then respot the 8 on the foot spot. He wasn't able to do that. The 8 really doesn't help Varner in the position that it's in. It only helps Reyes. Reyes has the lead, 3-0. And what's so interesting about this particular matchup, it's going to be really a chess game with these two really great minds in pool, Varner and Reyes.
It's amazing you mentioned chess, because Reyes is a very fine chess player.
Well, that's understandable because he's a very articulate person in the way that he thinks. And so it's really understandable why he is a good chess player. Particularly the way that he thinks when he's at the table. because here's a man that has such insight. He really doesn't pass up anything, totally aware of what's available when he's at the table. And that's why they call him the magician. He's even aware of a lot of shots that a lot of players don't even feel or think exist. Six ball across the corner. The only problem with this shot is the cue ball, 2 cushions up the other end of the table where the 4 is. He has to be careful that the cue ball doesn't end up in the pocket. Realizing that's a possibility, controlling the cue ball once again quite nicely.
Yeah. Perfect control. I don't know.
Varner's going to eliminate the position of the 4. He's going to draw the cue ball back slightly.
So he can't see the 5.
Well, if I was Varner, I wouldn't really care if he could see the 5 or not. I trail 3 balls to nothing. I want him to shoot a tough shot in hopes that he gives up something in return if he misses it.
You're right about that.
Reyes is probably going to come off the 1 ball here, sending the cue ball 2 cushions back up the table. Now, it was the 8 ball that time.
Yeah, 1 would have been too thin a hit. But look at the speed. Nick's got to get sick of shooting from the end rail.
And that's one of the beautiful things to watch in Reyes' game is the speed of the cue ball. After he leaves the table, in most cases when he plays the safety, the cue ball is no more than 1 inch to 2 off of any cushion. And if he continue to put that type of pressure on his opponent, regardless of who he is, he's not going to like it. Most likely he's going to break down.
Well, not a bad shot.
Not a bad shot considering the position that he's ended up in relation to that corner pocket. Realizing that if he struck that ball with a lot of speed, there was the chance that he might scratch 2 cushions in that corner pocket. Very mindful of that.
He
stayed away from it.
Boy, this is tricky here. Man, he's going to leave a shot unless he draws it all the way back. Yeah, he got the kiss on the 4. Tough. It was almost straight in and a little bit off the rail. That's very tough to beat the kiss. And now he did give Nick so many shots, he has to make a decision here.
Well, he has a real good shot with the 5 ball for position on his next ball.
Well,
but the 7 ball seems to be a little easier shot for him to start out with.
Yeah. It's 1. He's got the 4, maybe. Nope. Maybe he's got the 8.
He's got the 8, but in order for him to pocket the 8, Danny, I think he's going to have to hit it with a softer speed and turn the ball with outside English. Because, as you mentioned before, these balls grab quite nicely. The transfer of English that you're able to get with the Super Aramith is much more than you get with the Centennial ball. He hit it softly.
Too soft.
And he hit it too softly and turned too much once again.
Too long. Yeah, that's something, because he had a chance to possibly run out. But meanwhile, he made it 3-1 and left a pretty good shot.
Speed plays such an important role in controlling the direction of the object ball playing bank pool. Such an important role. The softer you hit a ball, the more it lengthens out. The harder you hit a ball, the shorter it comes off the cushion.
And also hitting it high, it will come shorter, and if you hit the cue ball low, it'll go longer.
Exactly. So there are a lot of intricate things involved in bank pool. He hit it softly, it should lengthen out, but it looks like it's turning away from the pocket.
He missed it and left a pretty good free bank here. Bank the 1 straight back to his left there. Draw the ball.
The 1 straight back to his left is available, but he's opting to play the 8 cross corner. He'll then apply inside English, sending the cue ball 2 cushions back up the table. No, outside English, sending the cue ball in between the 1 and the 9 up table in that fashion.
You know, he became such a great 1-pocket player that of the bank choices, when a 1-pocket bank comes up, he's picking that. That was a 1-pocket bank, and he split the wicket.
Well, it was a good bank in a lot of different regards, and that is controlling the cue ball was natural for him to shoot the 8 ball and control the cue ball. Another thing that was good about that bank was had he missed it, he would have repositioned the 8 from a good position on the table for Varner to a bad position on the table. So therefore, he had 2 things in mind when he banked that other than pocketing the bank.
Well, he gave him some air here.
Well, he's got to go here because he trails 4 balls to 1, and he needs a shot to get him back into the game. And this is that type of a shot that he
folks,
needs.
you see how he can cue the ball because he didn't put him near the cushion like he's been doing? Banked sharp. Banked real sharp.
It hasn't banked any sharper, Danny, than it has been banking.
No.
So therefore, he just mis-executed that particular shot. Reyes opened the door slightly for him there. He didn't take advantage of it.
Reyes needs 1 in this first game. And he's shooting at it right now. You can see it and stroke it well enough that I know he's going to at least come close. I couldn't feel too good about this if I were Varner. You know he's going to hit it close, probably make it.
Yeah, Varner was going to feel quite fortunate to get back to the table.
He didn't make it, I don't think.
No, he didn't make it. Now let's take a look at the way the balls are positioned on the table. The 9 ball is in a good position on the table. The 5's in a good position. The 1 also is in a fairly good position. The only ball out there on the table now that's in a difficult position is the 6.
But not if you get the other balls out of the way. Then that'll become shootable. If he runs the 5, 9, and 1, he's going to get a bank.
No, it looks like he might get this, and he does. Okay, now Varner only needs 3 balls.
Yeah.
Cross corner would be a nice shot, sticking the cue ball for the cross corner on the 9. But don't forget, he's playing position for Reyes if he misses it.
That's the big difference, bank pool versus 9 ball.
Oh, here we go. I look for him to hit this shot with some speed and draw the cue ball back. Nope. He's going for the pocket.
He missed it.
He missed it, but he repositioned the 1 in a good position here.
It's in the way.
It may be in the way. The cue ball may contact the 1 if he opts to bank the 9 cross corner. But if he has enough room to bypass the 1, he'll shoot the 9 much more comfortably.
I don't think he does. No, I didn't think he had a shot. I mean, he played it wide and ducked mostly, but I don't really think he had a pocket.
Now he repositioned the 9 in a difficult position on the table for Varner, creating a little congestion with the 6 and the 9 so closely together. Speed is very important on this shot.
No good.
He's left Reyes an option, either to bank the 1 cross corner if the angle offers it to him, or bank the 9 straight back.
Well, I don't think it's even a decision. I think he's going to bank the 1, but he's looking at the 9. I don't know why.
It's a decision because the 1 looks like the angle he has on the 1 looks like it's kind of awkward. He feels more comfortable banking the 9, but he's losing a little position in banking the 9.
Well, he made it, so it's over.
Well, it's a fair trade-off there because he had a better chance of pocketing the 9. It was a fair trade-off that time.
That's what it was.
He won game number 1.
1-0 Reyes.
Danny, playing 9-ball bank, much unlike 15-ball bank, the race is so short, you're really never out of it when you play this caliber of a pool.
Right.
So either player can come from behind, even facing a deficit of 4-0.
No doubt about that.
So what that does is that adds a lot of pressure and excitement into a short rack bank pool game like a 9-ball bank pool.
Well, most of the guys, when they get to their game ball and there's 3-4 balls on the table, they don't hit it too well because of that. You know, they know that if they make a mistake, the other guy can bank the other 3 balls, providing they're out in the open. Ray is starting to look like a bank pool player, I'll tell you, because he's making all the ones he's supposed to make.
Well, you know as well as I do, Danny, it doesn't really much matter what type of a game Reyes plays, providing that he plays it with the cue stick and balls. He's going to make the adjustment that's necessary for him to play it as well as anyone, if he plays it long enough.
Well, he's played it a day and a half now, and that's long enough.
Evidently.
Ooh, that one went out a little bit. I saw that loop in the.
Okay, now Varner already trails 1-0 and also 2-0 in game number 2. But he does have a shot, and this is a real good shot to step to the table to when you're playing EFREN Reyes, because you're not going to look at a lot of shots this good. It's really important, very crucial for Varner to put down this ball.
Playing to 6. He looks straight in. I mean, you know, if there is such a thing as a hanger playing banks, this is one of them.
Well, I really wouldn't consider this a hanger. We're shooting into a 4-inch pocket, and you're trailing
but,
1
you know,
game
relatively speaking, it's one of the easier banks. You have nothing to do but hit it, you know, on the nose and make it. Yeah.
Hit it with good speed.
Sure.
Even though he hit it a little roughly.
But that is one of the easier shots. That's all. There's
no,
no
I'm not
such
arguing
thing
that
as
point,
a
but
hanger.
it certainly wasn't a hanger. You know, I mean, let's give him a chance out there if he happens to miss hit it somewhat.
Yeah. Give him
Oh,
a
he
chance.
missed a hanger.
Well, he made it.
Oh, he missed a hanger. No.
Well, I call it a hanger, and he made it, so
it certainly
we're
wasn't.
okay.
It certainly wasn't an electric chair bank, was it?
No, it wasn't quite. No.
And we'll explain a little later on in the telecast what we mean by an electric chair bank.
Yeah, that wasn't the electric chair bank.
There's no reason to detain this.
No, right. The electric chair bank is you know, it's all you know, like imagination stuff. But if a guy came up to you at a law and grabbed you and said, "Put a bank up and make it," or you're going to the electric chair. There's a certain bank I would put up. It hasn't come up yet, but to say it's starting to look like it, maybe. No, not quite. Not quite. That's my way of saying it's pretty easy, you know.
Even easier than a hanger?
Of course.
Okay.
Hangers is not as easy as an electric chair bank. You know that.
I'm just trying to understand this kind of stuff.
I think you do. That's what scares me. Heck. I didn't say anything about a hanger and going to get hung or something because it's a hanger. The electric chair.
Oh.
He caught that point and it went closer to the pocket than it figured to.
The point actually lengthened the ball out. After it hit the point, it aided him in pocketing the ball, but not enough. That was very nicely hit. I don't think he's going to get it.
Dipping in. Dipped in on that slate. Needed a little more speed. It would have held the line. Okay, what's this? 3-ball? You going to shoot the 3-ball and try to do something a little wild? I don't see how he's going to duck leaving a shot.
I don't believe there's much duck in shooting the 3-ball.
No. So he's not going to shoot it. He's
Well, he does have a
8.
2-ball-to-1 advantage.
He's playing the 8, the cross bank. This is the kind you got to worry about grabbing too much, like that.
But if he hits it with a little bit of outside English, you don't have to be concerned about the grab.
Yeah, right. It will compensate for the friction.
Exactly. It'll negate that friction somewhat, and you'll be able to
Good word, negate.
This bank has to be hit very accurately.
With a little juice, too.
And considering the distance between the two balls, that happens to be really a world-class shot.
But it looked so easy that you don't realize how tough that was. That's so close to hitting the cue ball again, and he just hit it. It's a shot when you hit it good, it looked easy, and when you double kiss it, you look like a sucker, right?
Absolutely. And Reyes, in the meantime, once again on the hill, leading 4-1.
What's he doing? A 2-railer? I think he's playing. I think he called a 2-railer. He didn't cut it quite enough, but he did control the cue ball, put it upstream.
Right. Now, Reyes' job right now is to win, naturally, but how do you win from here, and how do you protect the lead? You protect the lead by repositioning the balls that are in good position for Varner, putting them in a bad position if you don't have a shot to win. And I think that he tried to do that, and at the same time repositioning the cue ball at the other end of the table.
Nick got a good kiss there.
I don't know if the 3 goes cross corner.
Sure. Well,
he obviously feels that it has a chance, and that's where he's calling it.
You got to cut this a little bit more than you're supposed to. He hit the 7. He cut it a little more than you're supposed to. Too much so.
This is an ideal opportunity for Varner. Both the 3 and the 7 took the position on the table that really is good for Varner. I don't know if I like shooting the 1 here and going for it.
Go for it, gusto. He's not. He's going to hit and run.
I don't think it was the time to do that.
No,
He's
you're right.
trailing 4-1, and all the balls on the table were positioned nicely with the exception of the 9, and the 9 really wasn't positioned all that badly.
I agree with you. That was the time to go because you're going to get rewarded on a tough shot. Never shoot a shot that's tough that you're not going to get rewarded for, that you can lose and not win. I say it over and over. And you were right about that.
Yeah, and the urgency to respond and do something was at that time. And look at the cue ball control once again. That's really fantastic.
Tough to draw your ball from there.
It's tough to even hit the ball from there. Varner getting a little bit of the medicine he's been dishing out the entire tournament. His opponent's always shooting off the end cushion, very closely to the cushion.
What do you do here? Take a scratch and need 5?
Well, that's a thought, but I don't believe he's going to opt to do that.
Well, then he can sell out. Might be worth it here. What a hit.
Yeah, not only what a hit, what great speed.
Speed in the hit.
What great speed. Once again, the cue ball near a cushion.
What do you do now?
And
Cut the 1 and play safe? Try to get back down there? Cut the 1 into the 3 and leave Nick long? I don't think you're supposed to go for something here.
Well, you know, he's not really supposed to, but I couldn't fault him if he did, considering the security blanket that he has in both the 7 and the 9.
He hit it a little fuller than he wanted to.
Now let's take a look at the way the balls are positioned now. Totally out of position for Varner.
Totally.
But much to the liking of Reyes. The 3, 9, and 7 all in a very difficult position on the table to bank him. He'll stiffen this with a hard speed here.
Good shot.
Now the 7, it looks like, can go 2 cushions, and at the same time, it's built-in safety. Nothing bad can happen to him.
2-railer in the side.
But he wants to take a look at the
Either
9.
one. No, he's looking at the 3, I believe.
Oh, excuse me. He wants to take a look at the 3. I apologize. Because the 3 is really the ball he wants to shoot.
Yeah, because that opens the other 2.
Exactly.
Yeah, sort of. They're similar shots. It looks like the 7 is more straight on, nothing to do.
But I think that he gets more work done by shooting the 3. See, by shooting the 3, now the 7 and the 9 both become a very bankable ball in a lot of different pockets. But if he doesn't shoot the 3, the 3 ball will be the only ball that'll bank 1 or 2 cushions. So therefore, it's a good choice here. But it's not a good choice. It's not a good choice if he hits it like that. He fouled in his attempt to bank the 3, 2 cushions in the side.
He did. He pushed through the cue ball, hit the cue ball twice. This still isn't the electric tear bank, but it's a hanger. Did he cut it enough?
Yes, he did. Game number 2 goes to Reyes.
2-0 Reyes. He's not even from Kentucky. Kentucky's the bank pool capital of the country. That's why I say from Kentucky. Anytime I'm playing somebody on the road and he makes a good bank, I say, you must be from Kentucky. Well, EFREN's not from Kentucky.
But he's probably from somewhere that's pretty close to Kentucky.
Mars. He's from Mars. Is that close to Kentucky?
Well, I'll have to ask someone from Kentucky.
Look at him. He has everything but antennas. Oh, he's adjusting the antenna right now.
And for you people out there that have never seen Reyes play, don't forget. I want to remind you of one thing. It's really not supposed to be this easy playing Nick Varner. Nick Varner really really is much more competitive than this. Trust me, Nick Varner will make his presence felt before this match is over.
Well, he better hurry up. He was sort of like fireless that particular game, but he has no more time. Okay.
Let's take a look at the shot that Nick fouled. Let's get a close-up of this if we can. And watch the cue stick go through the cue ball twice. Now he hit it again.
1, 2.
He hit it again.
Very good photography.
Pocketing.
Makes it obvious.
Nothing on the break.
Boy, I wish I would have had that on the road with me, this instant replay in Texas a few times, and the guy fouled and said, "What you talking about, foul?" I needed that.
Well, it seemed like to me, from the way you said that, he probably wouldn't have believed the replay anyways.
Yeah, he would have said I rigged it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I never play a billiard in Texas either. You know, on the 9, you got
you can't. You never make a good hit.
They call no hit.
No hit for sure. I'm just glad we're not in Texas talking about this kind of stuff.
Well, I know we're far enough away, so you think I'm a fool?
Underneath him, 2-ball.
See how the friction, you know, he overcompensated, and that ball really came straight back. It didn't take the big cut.
If he can reach the 1 ball comfortably, he'll probably opt to shoot that. But it's, even though it may be a little off angle, but the problem with that shot, Danny, if he misses it, he sells out the 3.
Sure. If he feels good about it,
unless he crosses
2-0, he might want to run out 3 racks.
He can cross the 1 and reposition the cue ball behind the 7. He can bank the 9 to his left.
He can really bank the 3 too.
He might be able to bank the 3 also.
Well,
he's going to the 1. I look for him to cross the 1. To stiffen the 1, he's really
he's hitting it low.
He's really putting it.
He's trying to run out here.
Yeah, he crossed it, and
I don't. Cost him.
You know the reason why I didn't like the stiffen?
Because he was reaching.
Exactly. When you reach as far as he was for a shot, you lose a lot of accuracy and stroke for that particular shot. And in a lot of cases, what happened to him will happen.
You lose control of the follow-through. What happens? You don't have your full follow-through because it's already at its length, reaching it. So you don't usually come with a good stroke there.
And in turn, it diminishes the accuracy.
Okay, this is very interesting. Now, there is no safeties here. Is he just going to shoot this and squat right there and bank the 1, try to win this match right now? Or is he going to draw the ball and still he has a chance to leave a pretty easy shot? I think he's supposed to go all out. He did, but he missed. He left a nice bank on the 8. Now I know you got to play position, no matter what.
If he's supposed to go all out, then he's supposed to make that bank at least 50-55% of the time.
Right. It's got to be more than half.
If he's less than 50% effective on that particular shot, then he's not supposed to go all out.
It's got to be way more than half if you expect to eat every day.
Varner at the table tying up game number 3, 1 ball. No, nothing to nothing because he owed 1. Now taking
now the 9 ball.
Lead.
Now the 9 ball. I give him a chance to run 5 here.
Yeah, well, don't forget, this is the type of a shot that's going to turn now. And if he goes on and shoots the 9 and misses it, he's going to figure to miss it short.
But, like you say, he's in a spot, and it's now or never. He's losing 2-0. He needs to come with something spectacular, and nothing more spectacular than a 5 and out right now.
Yes, and if he runs 5 and out, he'll do 2 things. He'll push a bead on his side, and he'll send another message that he wants to send to Reyes. Even though I trailed 2-0, you know I've come to play, and you're not going to take it as easily as it appeared the first 2 games.
Plus, it's his break. You're not a big underdog when you're losing 2-1 and it's your break. Well, Nick's had to come from behind in almost all his matches lately. Let's see what happens here. Makes this, he has a chance to get that 5. Oh, he hit the 2. He hit the 2.
He hit the 2, wasn't able to put it down. Doesn't look like he suffered much of a consequence after missing the bank.
No. No, not much.
I do believe he has to spot
crossing.
1 up. I thought he owed 1.
Well, he don't have any to spot.
Who, Varner?
Has he got 3? Oh, he's
He just
got
ran 3 balls.
When did he scratch?
I thought that he scratched, or he made one on the break, one of the two.
No, I don't think.
Am I falling behind?
No, that was last game. Yeah, I think it was the first game he scratched.
The first game? That was 2 games ago.
Yeah. Well, that's the only time he broke. Split the wicket. Nick,
Very nicely executed.
He's not giving up. Do you bank the 7 cross side?
Well, we knew that he was never going to give up on coming in, and I mentioned to the people that it's not going to be as easy for Reyes as it appeared the first 2 games before this match is over. Varner will certainly make his presence felt.
He's on the hill this game. Shooting at the game right now.
Okay, now the ball that Reyes should shoot here is the 5, and he should play position. He should draw the cue ball back down table to get the position for either the 2 or the 3, because both of those balls are very gettable from this position.
It's a good word, gettable. I think he's going to sleep in the street now, though. He's laughing. He always smiles when he does something he considers like a mistake or dumb or something. And he don't smile when he's going along good. He's like laughing at himself. Look at it roll uphill.
It certainly did. And he's left Reyes a cross-side bank on the 5. Not an easy one. It's a pretty deep angle.
Like it had eyes. Now what? 2 rail to 7 in the side?
You know, pocketing the 4.
No, 3 rails.
Pocketing the 4 wouldn't be a bad shot
No,
here either.
he's 3 railing this ball. And again it comes sharp. Same kind of hit Nick did a little while ago. And it just goes too long into that first rail. That's the new cloth. It slides off the first rail.
Nick really doesn't have a shot. It's going to be I'm kind of curious to see what he actually does from this position. He doesn't have an offensive shot.
Roll onto the 4 ball. Don't make the 4. Just roll. No, he can't do that because he
might leave him a bank,
7.
or he'll just reposition the 4 and send it maybe down 10 or something.
What do you do here?
It's a tough situation he's confronted with here, Danny.
I just hit the 4 on the number and stay on that rail and let him go flying at the 7-1 rail thin. That's all. Don't try to overduck here. You'll leave a guy an easier shot trying to play safe. I believe. Just hit that 4 on the numbers and roll it and let him go. I don't know. He's playing 3 railer.
I don't like this shot at all.
He's playing 3 railer.
I don't know what he's doing here, but I don't like this shot at all. Well, he's gotten away with it. Whatever he tried, a 3-railer in the corner, whatever it was, he's really gotten away with it. He should really feel fortunate to have gotten away with that shot.
Is EFREN playing this in the right-hand corner?
No, he wants to reposition the 4. By repositioning the 4, he's adding a lot more pressure on Varner.
Right.
Varner stepping to the table, realizing that I can't make a mistake here because now all balls are in kind of like play.
Yeah, he can.
I don't agree.
You can get the 4 of them.
I don't agree with this shot, and the reason because the 4 and the 3 are nicely positioned for Reyes, and the 2 and the 7 are kind of like in a bad position for him.
Yeah,
but now I agree with him because he's the man.
Yeah. Okay,
he's the man.
We have a match now. Anytime it gets 2-1 with the guy breaking, you have a match. Let's see if he breaks that. Try to make a ball and go all out. Or try like the semi-safe.
I don't
call
think
it a semi-safe.
Yeah, I don't think that's even a decision for Varner in his mind. The only reason he opted to break safe was because he felt that the player that he was playing, he could outplay in terms of defensively.
Well, let's see.
He's definitely going to open the balls up.
We'll find out.
He's definitely going to open them up. Because if he doesn't open them up, he's going to give away a lot of, a lot of the percentage of the break, the value of the break, and I look for him to open them up. He's not going to play safe. Forget about that.
Yeah, he didn't even think about that.
Now, he would like the 8-ball to have stopped a
Yeah,
little
but how about the 9
sooner.
getting pushed just a little?
Well, that's what he needed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not the easiest of banks, but
No,
it's very bankable.
It's not a hanger. It's not the electric chair, but it's all right.
4 cross side.
He seems to like these shots. He hits them awful good. I got him. I got him that time. Oh, the 4 fell, but he left the 3. He left the 3. Dangerous. These balls are out in the open with some pretty easy banks. Dangerous.
Yeah, the balls are actually positioned quite nicely because if you're able to put a ball down and get into the patch there, you can control the cue ball where possibly you might be able to bank 5 and out.
Made 1.
Nope, not that one. So Varner stepping into the table, kind of relieved, figuring that he could have been in a lot worse shape than he is now. Reyes could have really put a hurt.
Well, the score here is 1-0. They didn't erase the last score, and Reyes just threw one on his last number. So it reads 2 there, but he only has 1.
Varner's trying to get himself to bank the 5. Yeah, it's not a real difficult bank, but he's mainly concerned about the cue ball.
He made it. Did he scratch? Nope.
He didn't scratch, so now let's take a look to see what he has offered. I wouldn't be surprised to see him, if he can't bank the 9, that is, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pocket the 1. But he looks like he's calling the 9 cross corner.
That roll stroke catches a lot of kisses.
Well, he needed to hit it with that speed, and he needed to hit the ball thickly in order for...
It's 2-1 favor of... no, it's 1 each. 1 each. That's what it is. 1 each, and EFREN's playing the 7 to the right-hand corner.
Cue ball up table for natural position for the 1. Very crucial shot for EFREN, the pocket, considering the position that he's left Varner in.
Well, isn't that going to play position? This is almost the electric chair shot. In fact, I'm going to call it the electric chair shot. This is it. This is the bank I would put up. Zap.
Oh, my goodness.
Zap.
What happened to Danny?
Zip.
Does anyone know where Danny went?
Yes, but don't forget, hold it now. In all fairness to the electrocution, I wouldn't have shot it that hard because I didn't need to have to play position. The electric chair shot doesn't mean you got to run 2. You know, I would have made that.
Oh, so now you want to be like a cat. You want to have 9 lives.
No, I wouldn't have shot it that hard, so it wasn't truly the electric chair shot. It's only that if you're shooting 1 ball.
Well, you're going to have to be a little more selective in choosing the electric chair bank.
I think everybody out there understands it.
Oh, yeah.
Heck, he played position. He wouldn't shoot it that hard.
Hey, you're not sentenced, Danny. It's okay.
I understand, but son of a gun, it might come up. Okay, it's 2-1 now. Next point at 2 in the side with this 1 ball. Just stick the cue ball. It's a good shot. It's a good shot.
It's even a better shot now.
I don't see absolutely anything here.
Now, this is a pretty difficult shot to control the cue ball with because it's not natural.
He could bank the 6 to the right-hand corner and then draw the ball with a little bit of spin, but it's such a tough hit and you could lose the cue ball and scratch. So I don't know what he's doing. I
Just playing it
imagine
safe
he's-
here.
Yeah,
Now, that wasn't a natural shot to control the cue ball with.
yeah. Especially he got it in the jaws.
But I think he did a reasonably good job.
It had good speed. He said, if it goes towards the pocket, I'll shoot it soft enough not to reach.
And I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I don't see anything for ice pick. Nick?
You know, if the truth was really known, you really don't like a perfect player, particularly. Particularly if you're playing in the same sport.
Exactly. I said it in the last tape. I like to see flaws. Otherwise, what am I doing here? You know, son of a gun.
Uh-oh, watch out, Nick. I think you're going to be picking it up out of the drink. Oh, my goodness. You know, I think that the temperature in the room may be changing a little because that ball should have fallen.
Well, it's a little warmer in here. It's been cold all week, and I think it's cold outside now, and I think they may have turned the air conditioners off, and there's a little more humidity here now, especially with all the people and the sweating.
Mm-hmm. Had there not been humidity in the air, that ball surely would have fallen.
Look at this speed. Look at this speed. One guy puts the guy in the jaws. The other guy puts the guy in the jaws. Now he put him on the end rail.
Well, there's only one good thing for Varner if he continues to shoot from that position on the table. He's never going to have to use the bridge.
That's exactly right. Not a bad hit. Not a bad hit.
Not a bad hit considering that that corner pocket was about as big as the Grand Canyon. And you know that you really don't want to scratch giving ball in hand to Reyes.
Too tough to get a ball here without, lose one on a scratch and a safe. You can't. Too tough. They're fighting tooth and nail here. Every ball they're earning. You can't lose one on a scratch.
Well, it's a very crucial part of the game right now. And the match. Particularly for Varner, who trails 2-1. Here's the shot that you came up with a few shots ago.
That's what I thought he should do. Because just for this reason, it's a tough one to control because you're putting all that English on, and it's going to put left-hand English on the 6. But you can get the cue ball back there, and that's the main part of the shot.
By coming off either the 1 or the 9, he opens up the lane for the bank that he leaves there, the ball that he leaves there, whether it be the 1 or the 9. So that's the drawback of playing safe off either the 1 or the 9. But what other options does he have?
He's in a spot.
He's banking something here?
He's stiffening the 6.
Oh, he can see the 6?
Yeah, if he sticks there, he's going to leave the 9. He
crossed the 2. He better hope that there's 2.
Okay,
the 2 did end up near the side rail, precluding Reyes from banking the 6 down there. But, of course, he does have the option.
Does precluding mean stopping him?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sort of like that.
When I'm doing stuff with people, I like to know what they're saying. Why didn't you just say stopping him? Just in case there's
because I
people.
learned that word from Grady, and I like to use it, okay? You don't mind,
No, I don't.
Amphibious Danny. That's an inside joke.
Well,
by the way.
Danny
wanted to be colorful and entertaining, and he referred to a player shooting a shot opposite-handed as amphibious on purpose. We all know it's ambidextrous, but he had referred to it as amphibious, and Alan Hopkins heard the telecast on a tape.
No names.
And somebody heard the telecast on a tape, and he made fun of Danny, saying the guy don't even know what words.
He didn't make fun of it.
Let's forget about it, okay?
Okay, yeah. He just didn't choose me to do commentary for the association that he was president of. That's all.
For what reason?
He said I didn't know the English language.
Well, you don't think that's making fun of you?
He did not see the humor. I'd say New Jersey, but Pat Fleming's from New Jersey, so I won't say that.
All right.
Okay. We were just sparring a little in between these safeties.
Yeah, sometimes there's a match where we need to spar a little bit.
Of course.
You know, there are a lot of matches that are kind of like boring, particularly the match that was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, between Buddy Hall and Marco Marcus. I think that match took about 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know? And we were talking about the garden and raising flowers and all kinds of boring stuff, you know. We ran out of conversation.
Yeah, it was boring, but ACCUSTATS sold about 1,000 copies.
Not to hear Pat. Look at the balls, the way they're positioned. The 8, not a bankable ball. The 7, not a bankable ball. The 2, not a bankable ball. The 9's practically not even bankable. The 6, not bankable. I mean, there's not a pocket available for anything on the table.
Where was Pat Fleming in the Johnson City days? There were some shots and matches that would have sold a zillion copies. Some things, like Danny Jones once was playing Lassiter, and he was on the hill. He had 10 for the world title, and he had to roll the 7 in the side and go up to the 8 and stick and shoot the 9 hanging, and he undershot the 7 by 1.5 foot. It didn't reach the pocket, and when he hit it, he started yelling, "Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in." That should be on tape instead of only in my vision and my mind, but I could see it like it was yesterday.
That's what you call really dogging it.
The people would have loved it.
A matter of fact, you know, Danny Jones,
The late Danny Jones.
The late Danny Jones, I'm sorry.
Our dear friend, the late Danny
was such
Jones.
a colorful character.
Yeah. He known. Wait.
He said, "I had a dream last night, but it was actually a nightmare." And someone said to him, "Well, what was it, Danny?" He says, "I had a nightmare that I was in a ring game betting my own money, and then I woke up."
Yeah.
He really didn't like to bet his own, you know.
He was known as Handsome Danny Jones, and Puckett said he named himself before Fats could do it.
But I'm going to tell you something. Handsome Danny Jones was truly handsome. You have to admit that. Don't deny that because he was a handsome guy.
I can't tell. I can't tell. You know, I can't tell.
I'm not insinuating that you're gay if you agree with me, Danny.
I didn't say that. Anyway, the score here is 2-2.
Okay, back to the match.
Yeah, not back to the match. It's 2-2. We like to get in a little old timer that's no longer with us, because then he lives forever.
Two balls apiece. Game number 4.
Swish.
That's an excellent hit.
Swish.
Oh my. 3 balls to 2 in favor of Varner. This is game number 4. Varner trails in the match, race to 3, 2 games to 1. If Reyes wins this match, he's obviously still alive, and so is Varner.
But you see, the funny thing about 2-1, when it's 2-1, if a guy wins the third game, naturally he wins. But if he doesn't, the other guy's the favorite. So it's like still a toss-up, this match when it's 2-1.
That shot could prove to be quite costly.
That could make Nick reach for another entry fee, buy himself back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You got to make those kind. Must make those kind to win bank pool tournaments. But he really didn't leave too much. Nick could stiffen the 1. I don't know what he could do with. He's gonna cut the 6 backwards.
This is tough.
Sure, it's tough.
This
it's
is
very
tough.
thin. The
Cue ball.
ball's flying.
What's happening with the cue ball?
He's gonna sell out if he.
What's happening with the cue ball?
He doesn't worry about the cue ball because he knows he's gonna make it. It's now. What does he do?
Well, he has options now.
He's on the hill.
He's on the hill, which is first a very good place to be.
Especially with the 2 hanging there.
Absolutely.
In other words, with ball in hand, EFREN don't figure to run out.
with ball in hand, he don't figure to run out? Well, that's a pretty safe assumption.
Well, not really, because he could bank the 8 cross-eye with ball in hand, billiard the 2 in, and bank the 1, and the 2 goes on the spot. So it is possible. It is possible.
Well,
but he's not going to get ball in hand because there's no ball in hand when the guy makes the
no
game
ball in hand, because that's game number 4, and it goes to Varner. He ties up the match 2 apiece. So before this match is over, Nick will make his presence felt.
You think so?
Maybe. Okay, Danny, the match is tied up at 2 games apiece. Definitely a momentum swing in the match in Varner's favor. Breaking the balls in the final game, do you have to make him a favorite here?
Of course. You don't think psychologically, without the break, that the guy who was losing 2-0 just tied it up is the favorite psychologically? He's got to be all pumped up. He made a ball. Ooh, the cue ball almost scratched, which would have been pretty fatal.
I don't think he could have gotten any closer to a scratch than what he just did.
But you want to know something? He's got the 9 ball. That's all he seems to have. He's got to cross
or the 3.
9.
He's got the 3.
Well, the 3 you might run into the 8 and sell out. The 9 he can cross and go somewhere. You know, well, really, he's going to sell out anyway.
Let's talk about it, you know.
No matter where he goes.
The 3 is also appealing because it looks like he might be able to even hit it more accurately than the 9.
Okay.
Evidently, he doesn't find much appealing in either shot because he's looking elsewhere.
But he selected the 9.
And he struck it nicely.
Yeah. And here's what I meant about it. You know you're selling out. I mean, look at this bank on the 1 ball.
You know, it's not an electric chair bank. It's a little bit off angle, so I'm not going to be betting my life on this.
No, it's not the electric chair. But it's a hanger.
Okay. It's about the next best thing.
Yeah, don't get nervous, Billy.
Well, it's, you know, when you're talking about serious stuff like your life.
That is serious.
You know. Because I'm not betting my life on any bank. Forget about the electric chair.
He missed it. Oh, he trickled it in.
Actually cutting the 1 ball a little more than he needed to, but the reason he did that was to reposition the cue ball for position on the next ball.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be something after trailing 2 games to nothing if he came back and won 3 consecutive games in the final game running 5 and out? Wouldn't it be something if he ran 5 and out?
I don't think so. He did all right so far, but I don't think so. Anyway, the first electric chair was made around Buffalo by Westinghouse. You know, I'm from Buffalo, and this was a little over 100 years ago, and they were trying to find a humane way to execute bad criminal killers or whatever. And they came with the electric chair, and they tried to name it, and it was electrical execution, so they came with electrocution.
Mm-hmm.
And
that sounds...
And let me tell you what happened, because I know the history of it.
Reasonably true?
It's true, and let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
The seat was uncomfortable, so they had to build another one. The guy, they tried him in it.
The seat was uncomfortable because they didn't want to kill anybody if he was uncomfortable?
They wanted to make him as comfortable as possible. I mean, it sounds crazy, but in history, they had to make another chair. But anyway.
Well, I like to know.
Oh,
my goodness,
he had
that. Was
that.
in.
Yeah.
But what I would like to know, look at the 8 ball.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the 4 ball.
But what I would really like to know is what could have possibly speared your interest to do some, research on the electric chair.
Well, because I'm from Buffalo, and after 100 years, the 100-year, what do you call it, anniversary of it, they put an article in the paper about it, and that's how I know, the Buffalo paper.
Oh, because you're from Buffalo, and they put it.
Well, I was up there, and happened to be reading the paper one day, and they talked about the electric chair and how it came about to be electrocution.
But that's kind of interesting.
Back to this match now. I just wanted to get
feel
that
or
in.
Understand that the people that are dying in the electric chair, the people do have compassion for them. I mean, the people that are executing them.
Sure. Oops.
Varner's 3-0 lead has really diminished a lot very quickly.
Sure. We got another guy not giving up, He doesn't care if he was ahead 2-0. It's a game, race to 1 now. Look at
now,
this hit.
Varner's
What a tough hit.
Watch out.
He's all right. He's going to hit the point. He's going to hit the point. Never a doubt. Never a doubt.
Okay, now this is the type of a match we expected to see from the offset.
Plenty of torture.
We expected to see a closely contested match by both players.
Well, the players on the edge of his seat.
They're certainly not disappointing us.
I mean, look at Nick. I mean, that ball was trickling in the pocket. It was going to go. It was going to go. It hung up. And Nick was ready to get up and feel good.
Just think if the technical equipment went on the blink right here, we couldn't finish this match.
Why are you thinking of that?
Well, I'm just talking to you. That's all. Don't jinx us.
Yeah, don't jinx ACCUSTATS. No, that can't happen, could it?
Well, let's hope not. Let's keep our fingers crossed because I really want to see
the night the lights went out in Louisville. That's a song, right, about Georgia. What's this?
Cross-side. 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 Oh!
Not even close.
That's what you call a near miss.
Not even close. Well, anyway, we got a 3-3 ballpoint score here, and we got the 2-2 in the games. And
then we have a choice.
Plenty of suffering.
Bank the 7 or bank the 2.
Ooh, I kind of like the 2 here. Looks like an easy cross with the right speed. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't think he's going to bank the 7.
No, he's banking the 7.
He can't reach it.
He's banking the 7.
The only reason is he can't reach it.
No, he's banking the 7 because that's probably the main reason why he can reach it comfortably.
Yeah.
And it seems to be lying fairly.
Well, he better not
nice.
miss this long. Better not miss this long if he misses it. He didn't miss it. Now he'll cross that 2. Don't you think?
Absolutely. If he crosses the 2 with good pocket speed and he hits it reasonably well, if he misses it, then he takes away the cross corner bank on the 3. So that's something to consider.
I like the 2 here.
Unless the 2's a kiss, and it doesn't appear that it is on that kiss angle.
No, he can go forward on the inside of the 2.
And he's not shooting it, and from our vantage point, sometimes it's difficult for us to see certain angles the way they lie.
It could be a kiss.
And it could be a kiss. And if he doesn't shoot it, I'd have to say the reason is because it's a kiss.
You're right.
I like the 3.
It's like Ted Williams letting a ball go, and the umpire calls it a ball. See you later, EFREN Reyes.
That's it. Watch the cue ball.
See you
Watch
later,
the cue ball.
EFREN Reyes.
A little flush off the 2. He's in the drink.
2-0, and he wins that match. This man has to be.
Before this match is over, Varner
will
make his
presence felt.
That's right.
Well, next time, let me know about it. We'll harmonize. But great match, exciting. Nick just keeps coming from behind. That's great. Billy, anyway, it was fun doing it with you.
It certainly was.
You.
I really enjoyed it. And I think we're going to get Nick to come up and join us because we've done an on-camera interview for just about every match, but we don't really need an interview here, do we? Or is it important? Okay. Well, I don't think that. Well, I think that we should have one because it's been lucky for Nick. I'll be back in a second with Nick Varner. Okay, we have Nick Varner with us now after another sterling performance, this time against the magician, EFREN Reyes. You know, Nick, we're going to really have to stop meeting like this.
I don't know. It's kind of fun, Billy. I'm enjoying it.
You know, I've always considered you a good friend of mine, but I never thought we were really this close.
Well, I just been playing real good in this tournament, so I always seem to end up in this seat next to you, and I don't mind it at all.
I don't mind it either, Nick, because You know, I've been watching you play bank pool throughout the entirety of this tournament, and it just seems like every match you play, you do something special that makes me, it really thoroughly entertains me, and I'm certainly sure all our viewers out there see it the same way. You fell behind possibly the greatest player in the history of our game, possibly, 2 games to nothing. And in the third game, you know, you had your work cut out for you because it was a pressure-packed game. You weren't only able to win game number 3, but you won game number 4, and then you won game number 5. You beat him 3 consecutive games, and you just, what can I say that you didn't say already at the table, Nick? You played really superbly.
Thank you, Billy. Those first couple of games were rolling real tough. EFREN was playing real good, and every time I got a shot, it seemed like I had to hit it the opposite speed of what I really wanted to hit it, and then he just kept pouring them in, and I figured, well, if I don't get any better chances than this, it's going to be a long night in this match. And then all of a sudden, I started getting a few shots and made a few banks, and then the end of that game 4, I made that good shot, that 2-railer, 1 pocket bank. You ought to appreciate that. Usually I don't shoot it quite that hard.
Well, the way you shot it, I thought it was a hanger. Look, I see he's running 2 cushions in the corner. I thought you were going to be a little bit defensive-minded when you shot that shot, but forget about it.
I shot it hard was I had the cue ball on the rail, and I wanted that ball to go back up table. And then the next game I broke good, and I made 3 banks, and I wanted to run 5. I really like that cross bank. That's my favorite shot, where you on the 8, and boy, it was just laying where I got the kiss. I mainly was concerned about shooting it because of the fact that I had to really turn the cue ball loose there, and I couldn't tell exactly where it was going to go, and I was afraid it was going to find a hole, but I never dreamed about the kiss, and it was going to split the wicket too. I seen it, and then he come right back with 3 strong banks, and then I had to make a good cross corner to 2 good cross corners to win. Neither one of them hangers.
You certainly did. And I was kind of wondering how you were feeling in the 5th and final game after opening up with a 3 and then hitting the 8 as nicely as you did, only to see it kiss the cue ball at the last moment before it entered the pocket. Reyes stepped to the table, came back with a 3, and almost banked the 7 cross-side to go ahead. You stepped to the table, you had to be feeling maybe a little bit shaky, but it didn't show in your play.
Well, I aimed really hard. I wanted to really play the 2 ball up there because if I play it, I can roll it toward the hole, and it'll be blocking the hole. These other 2 balls are on the rail, and then if I make it, then I can play one of those cross banks, because that wide angle is not exactly the shot you're looking for. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like it goes in or see you later.
Exactly. But nevertheless, so, I mean, you've done everything you've asked yourself to do. You're the only player in the tournament that hasn't used his option to buy back in because you haven't lost the match. And one other thing, you're the only player that's left in the tournament, even when Reyes was in it, I'm saying, that didn't get a bye. So therefore, you've really played the maximum amount and with the minimum losses.
Yeah, I feel like I've played a ton of bank pool these last 3 or 4 days. And I'm starting to feel real good about my bank game, too.
Well, there's a reason why you're feeling good about your bank game, because you're banking very, very good. And now you have 1 more match, possibly 2 if you lose, because you do have the option to buy back in. I believe if you do lose this match, you will buy back in.
I think so, Billy.
Okay. Well,
maybe I should. Should I buy back in, Billy? I mean, you're pretty smart. I mean,
we'll have to ask Tony.
Your advice.
We'll have to ask Tony about that one. Okay, anyways, I believe you will buy back in. You have 1 more match to win. That's against Tony Coleman from the Michigan area. Right now, he's banking extremely well, but I still have to make you a favorite in the match, particularly if you continue to play the caliber of play that we've been witnessing up at this point.
Yeah, I'm just hoping I get the shots. You know, if I get my equal share of the shots, I feel pretty good.
All right, I'm going to let you go now, but thanks a lot for stopping up and chatting with us once again. So once again, congratulations in that great performance against EFREN Reyes, and good luck in the finals.
Thank you very much, Billy.
Okay, thanks a lot for supporting ACCUSTATS. Give Pat a call, 1-800-828-0397. Stick with us. We're back in just a little bit with the finals.